For the man who spoke volumes during his 33 years in Congress, today, a moment of silence.
In remembrance of the conscience of the Congress, the Honorable John Lewis.
His historic office shrouded in black. Back home in Atlanta, John Lewis, more than a congressman, a hero.
He was really a model of what a politician should be, what a person should be.
An original freedom rider, at just 23, he was the youngest speaker at the March on Washington.
We do not want our freedom gradually, but we want to be free now.
He stared down injustice on the Edmund Pettus Bridge in Selma, Alabama, beaten to the ground on Bloody Sunday. More than 2 decades later, the man who nearly lost his life for daring to demand a right to vote was elected to the halls of Congress.
He didn't know he was going to be serving under the first African-American president, but he was willing to sacrifice. He was willing to go through that suffering and that unearned suffering.
Awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom by former President Obama, who wrote, Lewis not only gave all of himself to the cause of freedom and justice, he inspired generations to try to live up to his example.
When you see something that is not right, not just, not fair, you have a moral obligation to say something, to do something.
And this country is forever grateful that he did. Blaine Alexander, NBC News, Atlanta.
Hey, NBC News fans, thanks for checking out our YouTube channel. Subscribe by clicking on that button down here and click on any of the videos over here to watch the latest interviews, show highlights, and digital exclusives. Thanks for watching.